Hi there ladies and gentlemen, this is Eastwood for Life fan, and this is a late video of my November 2018 Blu-ray and 4K pickups. And just to say sorry in me putting this late update up, has been kind of busy, been away to Spain and busy with work and other stuff, but enough of all that. Let's get to the titles that I picked up in November. And didn't pick up any DVDs, so we'll get to the Blu-rays first. And picked up this Xavi Steelbook of a great Paul Newman movie, The Hustler. And this was the Xavi Steelbook that they put out a few years ago. Great black and white movie, 1961, where Paul Newman plays Fast Eddie Felson, a young hustler who decides to take on the legendary Paul Hustler, Minnesota Fats, played by Jackie Gleason. And I had to pick up a nice edition of this great Paul Newman movie. Should have won an Oscar in this role in this movie, The Hustler. And with that, I had to pick up the sequel, which they made some 25 years later in 1986, The Color of Money, which was directed by Martin Scorsese. And I do remember watching this at my local cinema. And in the sequel, which is not as good as the original, but highly enjoyable and a very good movie, Paul Newman takes on the young protege in Tom Cruise, and he shows him the ropes in the world of hustling. And this is the Xavi Steelbook, which they released a few years ago as well. A collector's set that I picked up from Arrow Video. This is Lucio Fulci's City of the Living Dead. Another great release by Arrow Video, loaded with extras of commentaries and interviews. And actually, I'm ashamed to say that I've never seen this movie, as I am familiar with a lot of his horror and spaghetti westerns that he made. I have seen Zombie or Zombies Flesh Eaters. And this is the different cover that I changed over. A 1-disc Blu-ray, and it also comes with some high quality movie lobby cards. They're double-sided. Some gory shots, no doubt, from the movie. Early 80s horror movie, Italian horror. And this set's on Arrow Video. They normally do retail, they sell them for $24.99, but I actually picked this one up for $19.99, and I don't think they're that price now, but another fine release by Arrow. Also comes with a double-sided poster. This is the chunky booklet. A lot of information about the movie. And some shots. Definitely Lucio Fulci, one of the top horror Italian directors in the 70s and 80s. And that is one of the posters that they added to this release. This is a high quality booklet, not a flimsy one. So if you're definitely a fan of his work, definitely try to pick this one up before it goes for crazy money. So there you have it, another fine release put out by Arrow Video once again. City of the Living Dead. And another collector's set that I picked up, and it's now sold out. The Studio Canal's 4-disc collector's edition of Escape from New York, and I'm so glad that I got this on a pre-order, as it's sold out on many of the sites now and it's going for crazy money. I will do an unboxing of this fine release put out by Studio Canal of this John Carpenter classic from the early 80s, starring Kurt Russell, a convicted criminal who gets given the job of rescuing the President of the United States, who's held hostage in a maximum security prison in Manhattan in the future, 1997, as this movie was made in the early 80s. But so glad to pick this one up. And guys, if you can pick this one up and it's not too expensive, please do so, as no doubt it will treble in price. And another 4K edition I picked up. This is the classic 80s movie, action movie, First Blood, starring Sylvester Stallone. And this is the restored version of the movie, Rambo First Blood, made in 1982, where Sylvester Stallone plays former Vietnam vet John Rambo as he returns home from the war to try to live the life of a civilian. Great movie, this one. One of my Stallone favourites. I do like that cover. And this comes in a 4K and Blu-ray restored version. Can't wait to check out. As they have released part 2 and part 3 in the Rambo franchise. And actually he's filming the latest Rambo movie, the 5th one. Also in this movie stars Richard Crenna as the Colonel, and also Brian Dennehy, who plays the sheriff, who tries to give a lot of trouble to the former Vietnam vet John Rambo. Another Stephen King novel turned movie, The Mist, that I've picked up. Never seen this movie before. I heard this one's a little bit underrated. There's 2 versions of this movie with this release. There's a black and white version and colour version of this movie, The Mist. And I hear this movie's a little bit underrated, so I don't know which version to check out, colour or black and white. So guys, let us know which is the better version to watch. One of my favourite Ben Affleck movies. This one is The Town, and actually he also directs this movie, where he plays an FBI agent who goes on the trail of a gang of bank robbers in Boston, which is supposed to be the capital of bank robbers. As it says here, welcome to the bank robbery capital of America. But very good heist movie, this one, The Town, and this is the extended cut of the movie, which I haven't seen before. Look forward to checking out. A TV series that I checked out a while ago, season 1 of True Detective. Really enjoyed this series and forgot about that. I wanted to pick this one up. 2 detectives played by Matthew McConaughey and Woody Harrelson. They play two detectives who are trying to investigate the murder of a young prostitute, which becomes unsolved. But then years later, they revisit the actual crime again, as there's possible other murders and crimes that are attached to the original crime years ago. But great series, True Detective, really keeps you on the edge of your seat, as it's only a 8-episode season, but definitely worth checking out. Highly recommended, the first season of True Detective. I picked up several movies starring The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. This one's one of my favourite ones, as it's a little bit more edgier than some of his more family orientated movies. And this one's faster, also starring Billy Bob Thornton. This one's a lot more violent than some of his other movies. Former WWE wrestler The Rock, faster. Really enjoyed this one. This one I picked up for a cheap price. Hercules, never seen before, but I have heard the reviews are not so kind to this movie. And one of his latest movies, Rampage. Big meets bigger. This is the 4K and Blu-ray version. And The Rock definitely needs bigger opponents to tackle in his movies. This one looks fun, but a little bit silly. I haven't checked this one out. Dwayne Johnson in Rampage. I picked up the Death Wish remake starring Bruce Willis, and this is the uncut version. Not expecting it to be better than the original, which was made in the 70s by Michael Winner, starring Charles Bronson. Heard mixed reviews on this movie, and I would like to see Bruce Willis back to his usual form in movies. But guys, if you've checked this movie out, let us know what I'm in for. Is it a good watch? But it definitely won't be better than the original. And the last one I picked up is John Travolta playing the mobster John Gotti. I haven't watched a lot of the latest work from John Travolta, but this one intrigued me. I want to check this one out. John Travolta playing the New York mobster and John Gotti. So guys, that was my monthly update of the November titles that I picked up. Not the biggest stack of movies, but most probably December will be a bigger haul of titles. So guys, till the next update, take care, stay healthy, and as movie fans go, keep on collecting.